Rancho Santa Fe Fire Protection District Training Division presents Salvage Covers, a comprehensive review. In this video, we will cover the following: salvage cover specifications, single firefighter salvage cover deployment, including the single firefighter roll and the single firefighter throw, multiple firefighter deployment, the two firefighter payoff, and the balloon method, salvage cover removal using the balloon method, the firefighter roll removal, or the debris removal method, catch-alls using the envelope fold or the corner fold, water routing using water chutes, leak-proof folds, and stairway drain, a salvage cover catch basin or improvised sump, salvage cover care and maintenance, and refolding and storing the cover using the accordion fold or the service roll. Salvage cover specifications. The standard salvage cover we carry is a 12 by 18 or 14 by 18 tarp with 24 grommets, although you may find other sizes. They are made of vinyl laminated polyester that is flame retardant and single stitched. It is a strong material that is superior to wear and tear. They are water resistant and can be wiped clean. The grommets are made out of brass and the standard size is 5/8 in diameter. There are 2 at each corner and 5 on the length, 3 on the width, although you may find different sizes. There is a rough, non-working side with a raised lip and a smooth working side with no lip. Single firefighter deployment with the single firefighter roll and the single firefighter throw. The single firefighter roll is a quick and easy way for the firefighter to deploy the salvage cover from our standard configuration. The following will show this technique in greater detail. Our salvage covers are stored in a roll. Start by removing the strap and securing it. Next, the firefighter places the salvage cover next to the target. Leave enough distance when starting out so that as the salvage cover is unrolled, the material is evenly distributed. The working side is facing up and the firefighter opens up the salvage cover to bag the object. An example of bagging will be shown in the next segment. The single firefighter throw is the preferred way to deploy the salvage cover from the accordion fold. The following will show this technique in greater detail. If not already in an accordion fold, the salvage cover must be folded into the accordion fold. Notice the open pleat. This is the key end. This end should be facing away from the firefighter when preparing to throw. Grab the top 3 folds, leaving the rest on the forearm. The firefighter then reaches back, keeping a straight arm, and throws using an arc motion. The firefighter then opens the salvage cover and bags the materials, preventing excess material from bunching up where water can pool. Multiple firefighter deployment, the 2 firefighter payoff, and the balloon method. The following will explain this method. One firefighter will hold the salvage cover with both forearms. The key opening will be facing away from his body towards the other firefighter. While holding it, the firefighter should be grasping the bottom folds with the fingers. The second firefighter grabs the top 2 to 3 folds. This firefighter will then walk backwards, extending the full length of the salvage cover without it touching the ground. The firefighters will position the salvage cover over the object to be covered. The preferred method to open the cover at this point is to use the balloon toss. Pay close attention to the finger placement. While holding the salvage cover, the firefighter repositions his fingers to grasp the corner end that has the grommets. The firefighters then In sync, toss up the salvage cover at the same time while holding on to the corner with the grommets. This will capture air into the salvage cover. They'll bring it together at the bottom and then bag their object. The balloon method is a simple way for two firefighters to deploy a salvage cover that's not folded. With the salvage cover laying on the ground, the firefighters will grab the corners of the salvage cover. In sync, they'll make a figure 8 motion. They'll do this 2 to 3 times, capturing air underneath the salvage cover. In sync, they'll then move over the object, ending towards the object. Salvage cover removal, the balloon method, the firefighter roll removal, and debris method. The balloon method is a simple way for two firefighters to remove a salvage cover with no debris or excess water. After unwrapping the salvage cover from the object, the firefighters will grab the corners of the salvage cover. In sync, they'll make a figure 8 motion. They'll do this 2 to 3 times, capturing air underneath the salvage cover. In sync, they will then move away from the object, removing the salvage cover. The firefighter roll removal is a quick and efficient way for a firefighter to remove the salvage cover that has light debris. The following will show this method in detail. Pay attention as the firefighters remove the salvage cover. Grasping opposite ends as shown is a quick and efficient way to open the salvage cover. To start this method of removal, the firefighters will grasp the same end of the salvage cover at opposite sides. They'll bring it to the other end, capturing the debris within. They'll bring it to about 12 inches of the opposite corner. They'll then grab this corner and fold it back over itself, capturing the debris within. At this point, one firefighter can roll the salvage cover from end to end, capturing the debris within, and remove the salvage cover. Generally, this method is most useful with light debris. For larger and heavier debris, the debris removal method is recommended. The following will show this technique in greater detail. This method starts the same as the firefighter roll removal. Once the debris are captured, the firefighters will start by rolling each side. They'll roll towards the middle, they'll capture the debris, lift the salvage cover, and remove it to an area where it can be cleaned. If needed, they can let the middle of the salvage cover touch the ground and shake it by the ends so the debris will migrate to the middle, making the cover easier to carry. Once they reach the location where they will dump the debris, they'll then open the salvage cover. Then, from the middle of the salvage cover, they'll lift up, shaking out the debris. They'll move the salvage cover to a cleaner area and fold it to remove the quarters for cleaning. The method of folding you are seeing here can also be used to remove the salvage cover from a counter or an area where delicate objects underneath could be damaged. Catch-alls, the envelope fold and the corner fold. Generally, catch-alls are used for holding debris. The envelope fold is our primary way of creating a catch-all. The firefighters start on the same side, opposite ends. They'll create several folds. The amount of folds dictates the size of the catch-all. In this example, the firefighters are creating 4 folds at each end. Notice the firefighter's hand placement. Using this crossing motion can help make the folds tighter. At the point where both opposite ends are folded, the firefighters start making folds that overlap the original folds. When this fold is complete, the firefighter will lift the corner and make an envelope fold. This happens at all four corners on both ends. With the catch-all complete, the firefighters will check its integrity to make sure it's tight and that all four corners are secured. The corner fold may be a preferred way to make a catch-all if water will be in it, because it can easily be drained by opening a single corner. The firefighters start by bringing the corner ends in. They do this on all four sides, and then they make rolls. They roll in, leaving about 16 to 24 inches from the corner that was folded in. Just like in the envelope fold, they do both sides and then they do the ends. As they roll in, the material should overlap. When they reach the end of the roll, about 16 to 24 inches from the corner folded in, they'll grab that corner, pull it over, and tuck it underneath. This happens at all four corners on both ends. With the catch-all complete, the firefighters will check its integrity to make sure it's tight and that all four corners are secured. If water accumulates while using the catch-all, all that's needed to happen is one corner is pulled open and the water can drain. Water routing, making a water chute, a leak-proof fold, and a stairway drain. Water chutes are used to route water using pike poles to create a high point. Firefighters start with pike poles and laying the salvage cover non-working side up. With two firefighters on one side, they'll roll the pike pole in towards the middle of the salvage cover. The salvage cover should be snug around the pike pole. They'll do the same on the opposite side with the same size or similar size pike pole. A 12-foot pike pole is recommended for the long side, but the length of the pike pole is variable based on the needed chute size and available pike pole size. Both ends will be rolled together and the salvage cover will be flipped. Now the working side is facing up. The firefighters will carry the chute to the desired location and then they'll open it. The hook end of the pike pole will be placed on the object to hold the chute up. The leak-proof fold is used when two salvage covers need to be joined together. The following will show this technique in greater detail. Start by ensuring you have two salvage covers working side up. Bring one side back 2 to 3 feet. Next, take the other salvage cover and bring it up edge to edge. Grab the edges of both covers and fold them over 3 to 4 inches. Then roll until the slack is taken up. When used for a water channel or water chute, the roll must be made in the direction of water travel to reduce the chances of the leak-proof fold unraveling. Routing water through a stairwell can be done with the stairway drain. We start by gathering the right amount of salvage covers for the length needed, and with the working side down. We'll place 2 pipe holes and leave about 6 inches. This will allow for easier carrying. We'll roll the pike pole just like in the water chute. In the stairwell drain, the leak-proof fold can be done by overlapping 2 to 3 feet and rolling, or as previously shown. Both sides should be equally rolled to the middle, to the width of about half the stairwell. Once rolled, flip it so the working side is up, and you should have at least 2 firefighters on the leak-proof fold so that it doesn't come undone. Place the salvage cover into position and open it, making sure that the walls are high enough, especially on the inside. When placing the high point with the hooks, you can use webbing through the grommet to help support the weight of the salvage cover. If the grommets are big enough, prior to folding, you can place the head of the pike pole through the grommet. This will also help support the weight of the salvage cover. Use cones on landings and turns to help the water bank and drain down. Make sure the opening in the leak-proof fold is facing the right way, and that the leak-proof fold is not placed on the stairwell landing. The stairway drain should continue until it reaches its targeted exit point. Salvage cover catch basin or improvised sump. A catch basin can be created using materials such as couches, benches, or chairs. In this example, chairs are used in a circular catch basin. We'll secure them using a rope. With the salvage cover in place, we'll make sure that the middle is flat. Then, we'll tuck the material, and if needed, use an object to help secure the salvage cover. Salvage covers can be used to make improvised sumps holding large amounts of water. In this example, we'll use 2 14-foot roof ladders and one 24-foot extension ladder. You can also separate the extension ladder and use one roof ladder, or if needed, you can use 2 ladders and a pike pole. We'll put the ladders together, rung to rung. Next, we'll lash the ladders together using webbing or rope. This will be done on all sides. It should be secure enough so that the ladders don't separate when water is introduced. With the salvage cover placed inside, we'll push it down. Finally, we'll take the excess material and tuck it under the ladder. The completed improvised sump can be used to hold large amounts of water. Salvage cover care and maintenance. Salvage covers can be wiped clean and washed with mild soap and water and a soft brush. They should be hung to dry and free of dirt and debris. After use, they should be inspected for damage or mold. If any damage exists, it should be marked and placed out of service until it's repaired. Prior to being folded, the cover should be moved to a clean, dry area, and at minimum, swept clean. Never store salvage covers on chemicals, hydrocarbons, or sharp objects. Refolding and storing: the accordion fold and the service roll. The accordion fold is a common fold, also known as a Palo Alto fold. It's used in salvage cover deployment. Start by sweeping the salvage cover. Starting on opposite sides, same end, firefighters fold the end into the middle. They then grab the end and fold once more. The firefighters repeat this on the other side, folding to the middle. When they fold, they leave a small, approximately 1-inch gap in between the two sides. Next, they'll use a push broom to get the air out of the salvage cover. At this point, the firefighters both go to one end. They place one hand on the cover to hold it flat, and with the other hand, they cross over. Don't reach too far. This should be at a comfortable length. They make their fold even with the edge of the salvage cover. They repeat this motion, ensuring the folds are tight and dressed. Notice the hand that is holding the salvage cover down. This hand creates a tight crease on the salvage cover. If available, a third firefighter can help, making the operation smoother. Once the cover is completely folded into the accordion fold, it can be folded in half for easier carry. The service roll is the standard way we store our salvage covers on our engines. The following will show this method in detail. This fold starts the same way as the accordion fold. Notice, as with all folds, the crossing of the arms. This makes for a tighter, cleaner fold. Once the cover is folded 2 times on both sides, it's folded in half. At this point, the firefighter will use a push broom to get the excess air out. Next, make an approximately 12-inch fold at the end and roll from one end to the opposite end. Once at the opposite end, make another 12-inch fold. Secure the cover with a strap and store it properly on the engine. This concludes the salvage cover comprehensive review. Review the North Zone EOM for more and ensure you train with your crews. Thank you for watching.